This work session regular meeting of the Township Council is called to order. Madam Clerk.
In accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this work session regular meeting of the Franklin Township Council was made as required, indicating that this meeting would take place at the Municipal Building at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, December 9th, 2025.
If we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the invocation by Councilman Alex Karazi. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If there is to be peace in the world, there must be peace in the nations. If there is to be peace in the nations, there must be peace in the cities. If there is to be peace in the cities, there must be peace between neighbors. If there is to be peace between neighbors, there must be peace in the home. If there is to be peace in the home, there must be peace in the heart. May all of you have peace in your hearts and happy holidays. Thank you.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Embarrasson, Councilwoman Francois.
Here.
Councilman Karazi.
Here.
Mayor Kramer.
Here.
Councilman Onijaka.
Here.
Councilmember Potosnik. Deputy Mayor Udine. Here. Councilman Vasanella. Here. Councilman Wright.
Yes.
And Councilman Potosnik is on an urgent matter and could not attend. Commendations and proclamations. I'm going to change the order up here. We're going to do the Madrigal's commendation first. So anyone who goes by that name, come on up.
If you want me to join you, I will.
You're welcome to.
Yeah. So Jimmy, who's getting punted?
You know you're going to have to sing to get out of the room. All right. Alex, what you have to pay for standing here is you're going to read the names. Oh, no. They're actually not they're not that hard. Okay, here we go. Franklin High School Gold and Blue Choir, also known as the Madrigals, has been selected as the 2025 Star Choir winner of NBC, earning a featured performance at the national televised Christmas in Rockefeller Center broadcast on Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025. And whereas this prestigious honor makes the first time a Franklin Township school has achieved this distinction, with the blue and gold selected from more than 100 submissions from schools across New York City, spanning New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Pennsylvania. And whereas under extraordinary leadership and dedication of advisor Kira Radbensky, excellent, a proud Franklin High School alumni, these talented students have demonstrated remarkable discipline, professionalism, and artistic excellence in both contemporary pop, a cappella, and traditional Renaissance madrigal music. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Mayor and Council of the Township of Franklin do hereby extend our heartfelt congratulations and commendation to the Franklin High School Gold and Blue Choir for their outstanding achievement in being selected as the 2025 NBC Star Choir, and for their already happened performance at Rockefeller Center, and for their continued dedication to excellence in the performing arts and their service to our community. Be it further resolved that we recognize and commend by name each member of the Gold and Blue Choir for their individual talents, dedication, and contribution to this historic achievement.
Yeah, and the names are Alicia Pinkley, Reynaldo Johnson, Cameron Freeman, Jeremy Kovice, Abigail Balda, Miles Chirette, Caitlin Mullen, Jordan Kinley, Aaron Holly, Joshua Esparra, Salma Robinson, Kaleja Janae Welsh, Sarah Kraft, Ellie Mary Mendoza, Kaylin Dick, Arav Patel, Annalise Diaz, Jeremiah Watkin, Anthony Holly, and Paris Ndozi. Thank you very much for the help. How did I do that with the help?
You did well, but now you know why I got to be mayor. Each of these outstanding young people have worked tirelessly to perfect their craft and represent Franklin Township with excellence and pride. We are immensely proud to call the blue and gold our own, and we look forward to watching them represent Franklin Township in one of the nation's most iconic stages. I don't know if you caught it on NBC December 3rd, but I had my TV on, waiting, not knowing when it was. They had the time listed wrong in the guide, but I had enough people telling me, no, they're coming up, they're coming up. It was very exciting to see you guys. Must have been exciting to be there. Anyone have something to say?
No, it's always been her firm.
Hello. My name is Caitlin Mullen, and I am one of the members of this amazing Madrigals group. We have worked absolutely so hard. I know everybody here has gone home, practiced as much as possible, come in with high spirits, even though we've had to do so many performances. But it has just been an absolute gift to be awarded such high prestige. I mean, we got to sing at Rockefeller Center, so this is very awesome. I know that, you know, all of these people are going to go on to do great things, even if they're not pursuing a career in music, and I can't wait to see where they go.
Now you know why she's going to be mayor. That was very well done. Maybe we could get a picture with everybody holding up their certificate. Can we get a song? Little huddle here.
Do you want to stand here? Or do you want to move? Good. All right, arch yourself a little bit. We're short a few tenors, and
Receive
That was super. Their next performance that I know of is going to be on January 10th at the celebration of Franklin 250. We'll have an evening of music and dance, and they're going to be there. I'm going to be there, and I'm not going to miss it for anything.
That's wonderful.
We also have our vocal music night coming up on December 16th.
December 16th at the high school?
See their full set.
Oh.
Okay, excellent. Thank you all, and thank you for making Franklin famous.
That's right.
There you go. So we don't get that to say that very often anymore, do we? That was fun. I got the smile.
That was so nice.
Yeah.
Oh, we have the other commendation, the Franklin Day Performers Commendation by Councilwoman Udine.
All right. Do you guys have your drums with you guys? You guys want to follow that performance? Well, what I'm doing is I'm recognizing our performers at Franklin Day that was held on September 13th at our complex. So if you're here, come on up.
Somebody's birthday.
And yeah, someone's birthday out there.
Oh, that's nice.
Perfect. So we want to thank you for volunteering and performing, and
Sounds beautiful.
doing a great job. And I know we have seen you guys multiple times in a lot of our Franklin local events. So definitely wanted to give something out and show that we appreciate everything that you guys have done. I know there's 2 more people that are not here today, but I'll have their certificates. I'll hand it to you guys, and then if you can, give it to them. Okay, do you want to say a few words? Go ahead. And you can say what you guys do.
Good evening. I'm Akila Andeshwari, Akila. So we are a band. Our band name is Thiru Paraikuru. That's a South Indian language Tamil. That the meaning of the band name is the instrument which we play. So that is a very ancient instrument. We want to show and we want to teach our kids here. That's why we started learning from 2018, and we are performing everywhere. And it's a continuous learning for us too. And thanks to Franklin Township, Mayor, Deputy Mayor, and all the members, because we are performing our art form in Franklin Township at almost 2-3 times in the past years. So my team is very thankful to the opportunity which we are getting in the Franklin Township. And thanks for supporting and encouraging us. This is a very ancient art form, which is the mother of all the percussions in the world. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, we're on to public discussion, item number 6. I ask for unanimous consent to open to the public. Hearing no objection, we are now open to the public. Anyone may speak on any matter related to government. 5 minutes a person, no yielding of time, may only come up once. Please state your name and address.
Dave Robinson, 349 Biltmore Lane, Somerset Run. As a citizen member of the BI Reexamination Committee, I'm very concerned that the effort put forth by the committee and the expense incurred by the township for the consultant will be wasted if the committee's recommendations are not adopted as soon as possible. It appears that there is no schedule for the approval by the council and no implementation timetable for new requirements necessary for the warehouse use variance. At the September 30th council meeting, Deputy Mayor Uden responded to a resident's question about the Brightview draft ordinance. I quote, "There hasn't been no discussion on changing that ordinance." This begs the question, what is the holdup and what is the council doing on this? The community welcomed the adoption of the ordinance in 2023 that removed warehouses as a permitted use in the BI zone. Unfortunately, it had a big loophole, one that a large truck can and will drive through. The ordinance still allows developers of new warehouses the option to request a use variance. We see examples of that in 2025 with the application of 2 new warehouses on Davidson and Executive Drive. I may not necessarily oppose them, even though the intersection of Davidson and Easton is already a nightmare with levels of service at F without any new warehouses. The new warehouses even might meet the proposed BI criteria because of their location and size. That might not be the case with other potential applications that may be forthcoming. Take the recent Catalan Ardena approval to subdivide a 50-acre lot that has 30 acres undeveloped. The property is both on Schoolhouse and Elizabeth near that intersection, which is already experiencing increased truck traffic. It is also near Somerset Run. It's not hard to imagine a forthcoming warehouse application for the 30 acres. There may be other examples. There is a vacant 18-acre lot at the corner of Pierce and Elizabeth for sale. Several nearby property owners, including She, Northern Nurseries, and the Heller Trust, joined the ordinance lawsuit in 2023. It's also not a stretch to think that they might have warehouse plans in the future. Without the BI committee criteria in place, these applications would have to be evaluated based on current requirements. That would make it easier to obtain the required use variance. To reinforce this conclusion, if the more stringent criteria from the BI study were in place, and if the B9 warehouse application was new, it would not have been permitted as proposed. The Onyx plans would have had to make so many changes, its viability would be doubtful. Back in July, I responded to Mr. Healy's request for comments on the proposed ordinance language. I included my concerns about the delay in implementation. He said he forwarded those concerns to the mayor and council. I am not aware of any public notice of what is being done to adopt the ordinance changes. I fear that the good work of the committee and the reasonably and fully defensible recommendations that resulted may all be for naught. The developers will just plow ahead and be allowed to build new warehouses in this small area that clearly cannot absorb any more. On behalf of the residents of the area, I urge you to act on this and adopt the criteria contained in the draft ordinance. Failure to do this will have a negative impact on the quality of life in the area. It would also render useless the efforts by staff and by the public and the expense that went into the BI study recommendation. As you recall, Mayor, during your election campaign, you stopped at my house, and I told you that the number one issue of the residents in Somerset Run and Canal Walk and some of the other locations was warehouse proliferation. You assured me that you would do all in your power to alleviate this situation, and I want to ask tonight for you to move this process along. Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak?
Alex Clark, 396 Hamilton Street. Last Thursday, our Assemblyman Joe Danielson introduced legislation for ranked choice voting for the state. He put out a statement. I encourage you to read it if you haven't yet. But he made some good points, especially with regard to the crowded fields that we're seeing more commonly in elections. Mikey Sherrill is, there's 12 candidates, I believe, in the Democratic primary already for her seat. Bonnie Watson-Coleman is retiring, and there are several candidates already for her seat as well. Choice is a good thing to have with elections, but what's not so good is when you have an election process which leaves voters wondering if they made the right choice or wondering if they wasted their vote. So I just want to share actually some history about ranked choice voting in Australia, or preferential voting as they call it there, because there's some similarities. Australia started off with an election process that's similar to ours. They have, in their early years, they had a first past the post plurality system, meaning the most votes wins. They also had just two major parties. There was the Labour Party on the left, the Liberal Party, and the Nationalist Party on the right, the Conservative Party. Eventually, they saw the emergence of an additional Conservative Party, which is the Country Party. The Country Party focused on the needs of rural Australians. Then came the 1918 Swan by-election. So the Swan division is an electoral division, or electoral district, just like we have electoral districts. And the by-election was a special election to fill a vacant seat that was previously held by John Forrest. He was a conservative with the Nationalist Party. At the time of this election, the Country Party had gained significant popularity, so there was one popular left-wing party and two popular right-wing parties. Here are the results of that election. The Labour Party, 6,540 votes. The Country Party, 5,975 votes. And the Nationalist Party, 5,635 votes. The two Conservative Party candidates had a combined 11,600 votes, about 61%. Split between them compared to only 6,500 votes, or 34%, for the Labour Party candidate. But because the Labour Party candidate had more votes than either of the Conservatives, the Labour candidate won in a district that was clearly a majority Conservative district. Naturally, Australians saw this vote splitting as unfair, and they adopted ranked choice voting for their federal House elections, and they still use it over 100 years later. In the US, there is a misconception that ranked choice voting is a progressive or democratic scheme to rig elections, which I've been hearing. This is false. In Australia, it was conservatives who pushed for ranked choice because they were rightfully upset about vote splitting, and this kind of vote splitting is possible in our election system that we have today. RCV does not have a partisan bias. It does not benefit any party. It is not designed for that. It benefits the people because candidates must win with majority support. To win with majority support, you need to have broad appeal across the electorate. This ensures fair representation. Democratic districts will get Democratic leadership. Republican districts will get Republican leadership. The leadership will represent the electorate, and leadership will be beholden to the electorate. That is not controversial in any way. That is the way it should be. I want to stress that RCV is about strengthening democracy, driving up voter engagement, and driving up voter turnout. Keep in mind that the state bill, which I've been advocating for, S1622A4042, does not mandate ranked choice anywhere in any municipality. It simply enables it as an option so that those towns that want to pursue it are able to do so. But it also says that the citizens in those towns must adopt it by voter ballot referendum in the general election. So the voters are still going to decide if they want to take ranked choice voting on. That is democratic, and I hope that this Democratic Council can understand and appreciate that. So I encourage this council, once again, to consider a resolution in support of ranked choice voting and the Municipal School Board and Voting Options Act. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to? Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak?
Beverly Lawson, 2004 Amwell Road. I just recently saw an article from the Environmental Committee where they're wanting to charge for water runoff, and they want to do a resolution in Franklin Township. I don't think this is a good idea. It's basically a backdoor way to tax more property owners when we're already being taxed as much as possible, and this is simply a money grab. So if it comes up, I really don't think it's a good idea for this council to adopt it. All right, my other thing is on tonight's agenda, you have a resolution 25-511 supporting the New Jersey Immigrant Trust Act. So I looked it up, and basically it's legislation designed to protect illegals by ensuring that they have access to public services without fear of deportation. So my questions are, does that now mean Franklin's a sanctuary town? Right. What information is given to the police department if ICE shows up because they have a warrant to arrest someone? What is the financial impact for having this resolution in town? And my final question is, how much more money will the taxpayers have to pay to have this resolution in town? And with that, I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Anyone else wishing to speak?
Linda Powell, 22 Buffer Drive. I just want to say that in terms of democracy, I feel that our elected officials should represent their constituents. And I know a lot of you personally, I feel that that has been achieved in this town. I hope I'm right. I know it's true of some of our county and our representative in Congress. However, I feel that on the higher level of the federal government, well, I don't feel it, I know it, a lot of things that we have gained over the last 50, 100, 250 years, 200 years, are being torn apart, disregarded, and lost. Things like environmental protections, health advances in health, education, and human rights. And basically also, I was thinking today about how they used to talk about the lawless West back a century or so ago, and I'm beginning to think they're going to talk about the United States of America that way, since the federal government is, or aspects of our federal government, is not paying attention to the rule of law. In terms of the Immigrant Trust Act, that's to protect our police force as much as it is to protect our residents. From people I know that are working closely with this issue, there usually are no warrants. And in fact, I believe that the reason their move has been from individual houses to warehouses is that they can scoop up as many people, even people with documentation, without any due process, without a rule of law. And that's why they've gone to working places more so than individual houses. It actually will save us costs because the police will be doing the jobs that they're supposed to do, protecting our residents, rather than doing the bidding of the federal government. So I hope that you will pass the Immigrant Trust Act and stand up for human rights, environmental gains that we've had. I know that you've been very supportive in trying to fight the Nessie Project, and that we are become and stay a country of and by and for the people and not for the billionaires. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak? Seeing no one else come forward, I ask for unanimous consent to close the public portion. Seeing no objection, public portion is closed. Next item is address the public comments. Mr. Robinson, I do remember that conversation at your door, and that's why you were selected to be on the committee, because you're clearly intelligent, you understood the issues, and I respect what you had to say. One correction is it's not a loophole in the ordinance that you can go to the zoning board and get a variance. That's just the land use law. There's nothing we could have, it's not like we forgot a clause. There's nothing we could have written that would make that otherwise. It is an issue. There's motion on it. I'm sure I have no doubt it's slower than you would like, but it's not forgotten. We have and this is me, this is not council, and any other council member can speak up. We have many people who just don't want anything, but we have the issues that you brought up, that may not be what we get well, that just may not be what we get. So I don't want to go into more detail. Did I hurt myself?
Nope.
Good.
How do you stop now?
So as on advice of my attorney, I'm going to stop now. But we're taking this seriously. Ranked choice voting, again, this is my personal opinion. I don't know what the other council members think. I've become a fan. Does anyone else want to comment on that?
Are you done?
Make it 2, Mayor.
What?
Mayor?
Make it 2. I think it's a good idea.
I too have become a fan.
Well,
Please, go ahead.
Okay. I'm a fan in spirit, but I think we'd be remiss without looking at questions like, first of all, why do public taxpayer dollars pay for partisan primaries to begin with? Maybe that should be looked at. Runoffs. They seem to work really well and not be as confusing. So I'm not playing devil's advocate here, but I guess I am, that I think it's time to look at all this stuff, but I don't know if just out of nowhere, or no, I shouldn't say out of nowhere, but amongst all the possibilities, that just shines above everything else. I think there's, first of all, you're going to have some towns vote one way, a neighboring town vote a different way. I like the idea of home rule. I'm a councilman of a local municipality, but you talk about confusing already. If you have one town, you're voting another way. People, and for good reason, are transient. They move to one town, one time they move to another town. I just see it as you really have to look at what will come of it before just looking at that as the solution for everything. But I'm a fan of what it tries to do and wants to do in spirit, but I don't know if the average voter in New Jersey, all of a sudden it pops up, and then if a different council or referendum comes into play 3 years later, maybe then you don't have it, and then people are like, wait, I thought I had ranked choice voting. So again, there's so many elements that just have not been part of the conversation here or in other forums that
we're not going to be able to.
I know. I think someday you should have a town hall meeting and talk about all the possibilities, including that, and how to deal with some of the issues that might come if it does go into play. And maybe it should be for the whole state. I don't know. Anyway,
okay,
thank you.
Any other council comments? There are others who agree that about stormwater issues. There are people who don't agree. I don't know where that's going. All right, Mr. Manager, there were no questions really for you.
Well, actually, there were, in a way. There was a question about the Immigrant Act that you're looking to pass a resolution on or not pass a resolution tonight. You'll be voting on that resolution. I think there needs to be some clarification. One, a resolution is simply stating that this governing body is in support of a pending state piece of legislature, not that anything would be different here in Franklin Township than in any other town should that piece of legislation pass. And that the questions about its impact on our police department, I think just to be clear, Attorney General Law Enforcement Directive 2018-6 version 2, Mrs. Lawson, was issued by the Attorney General in November of 2018 and revised in September of 2019. Which spells out very clearly the actions that can and can't be taken by law enforcement in the state of New Jersey. All law enforcement officers still operate under that directive. That has not changed since 2019, and it spells out specifically what police officers in this state can and can't do. And I don't think that the Immigration Act really would have much impact on law enforcement officers as they operate under that directive. So I don't really think that there's any concern as far as law enforcement is concerned. They've already been told what they can and can't do by the Attorney General, and that's been upheld by several attorneys general, I should say, after Gerber Gruel issued that directive initially in 2018. So I think that just needs to be clear.
Is there an expectation of additional expenses or costs for the police
No,
department?
I don't. No, I mean, we've been operating under those directives from the state attorney general for the last 7 years. So I certainly don't think that this act will be any undue burden on our law enforcement or taxpayers.
Okay.
It simply is, again, you've read it. It is exactly what it is, and I have the directive in front of me, and it says many of the same things that legislation says.
Okay, we're on to number 8, council comments. Mr. Wright.
Mr. Mayor, just one thing as we move into the new year. I thought we had enough people on one block to do a trial run on speed humps, but I didn't realize one of the residents actually had their house up for sale, but never said anything. And then they moved, and that left a blank hole there. But being that there's a blank hole, there's only 3 people you got to talk to. But in talking to those 3 people, you also have to get everybody else on the block to buy into this. I just don't want 3 people and the rest of the block is mad at me. So I still need to look at a block. We have a couple of people that want it, but again, I need the whole block. I talked to one block and they were all for it, and then all of a sudden they realized what it entailed and they just ran for cover. So, you know my email address here at the council. Send me an email. I'll come to your block. I'll get all your neighbors as I did before. We all huddle up and we'll say, okay, you got speeding on your block. Let's take a look at it. Let's take the police department to do that. What is that called? When the police, when they put that line out, the
traffic counters?
Yeah.
So you're showing your age there, Councilman. They don't use the rubber strips anymore. They actually have devices that mount to a pole and use radar for those counters.
Enough of that.
That's okay.
All right, you can leave that alone. And we'll have them come in and say, hey, this is what it is. This is what we see. We can't put up those blinking lights that say you're going too fast, you're going too slow, you're in the 25-mile zone and you're going 50, whatever. We have to look at that, seriously look at that. So as we go into the new year, send me that email, we'll get together, and we'll discuss it. I hope this is the year we actually can do something about speeding, because everybody in all these other wards all come up with the same thing. You have to slow traffic down. You have to stop speeding. We come up with the solution. Well, I come up with the solution, and then everybody runs for cover. That's all I have for you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Vassanello.
Went through a few meetings. The only one I'll mention in detail or in specific is the Central Jersey Housing Resource Center, which manages a good amount of our affordable housing. They also do a lot of other things, including first home buyers, literacy, financial literacy, seminars, et cetera. We had one here months back. Councilman Wright and Councilman Rahm is not here this evening, initiated. Long story short, Central Jersey Housing Resource Center, which I'm on the board of, is doing a fantastic job. I'll be abstaining. They're on for resolution for continuing to do that work in Franklin tonight, later in the agenda. But just I know it's not new information, but we really do have a housing issue in New Jersey, and even affordable housing isn't, it's moderate, it's low, it's very low income. There's different levels. The bottom line is even affordable housing is not always affordable to the people that are seeking it. So we're working as a state. I think we're doing better than we've done, and we are going to have at least people from Central Jersey, and there's other groups that could participate, said they'd be happy to come and hold another seminar, town hall type style, to teach people about how to apply, whether it's in Franklin or neighboring towns. There are units available. They're not always the units people want. They're not always, they're available. Then you go through a process of qualifying. Then all of a sudden they may not be available, or you don't qualify. So it's a difficult bureaucratic process. But there are units that are definitely much more affordable. So please, people, don't give up. And we hope to have maybe this spring. We're looking at March or April, having a very intensive town hall type meeting again. And just for people come around asking about units or hearing about the good affordable housing that's in the pipeline for Franklin. It is coming, and it's going to be great, but this is going to take a few years for the build out. You have to negotiate a lot of things with the builders. Obviously, there's permitting and plans and building. So although I think our future is bright in Franklin with some real feasible, affordable housing of various types around the town, it's not going to be here tomorrow, and in general, housing continues to be a big issue. So, take up a lot of time, but, a lot of people, affordability this, affordability that. The bottom line is housing just costs too much. We're doing better than we've ever done as a state, but as a society, we're failing. That's my opinion anyway. So anyway, on that note, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilwoman Prince.
Or whatever other holiday you may be celebrating.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I have an announcement to make. So at the October 28th council meeting, we established the Municipal Alliance Opiate Funds Advisory Subcommittee. And that subcommittee was established to provide guidance and recommendations to the Township Council on how the opioid resources and funds are being expended regarding the allocation, distribution, and oversight of those settlement funds. Now that committee is now forming under the guidance of Phyllis Bills, who is the co-chair of the Franklin Township Municipal Alliance Committee for Prevention of Substance Abuse. We need 2 people that are in recovery to be representatives on this committee, 1 regular member and 1 alternate member. We would like it to be known that anybody that is a Franklin Township resident who is in recovery from substance abuse disorder, that is an addiction, and who would be interested and willing to serve on the committee, we would like them to submit their names, a letter of interest, and their contact information. The reason why we're asking for that is because this individual or these individuals, he or she, will provide a lot of insight into the use of substance or the misuse of substance disorder. And the committee itself is serving as an advisory committee to the council. We will be ultimately recommending how to spend those funds. And there's quite a bit of money out there to help with substance misuse. And so having that insight and having that participation would really help that advisory committee as well. So hopefully, Phyllis asked me to make this announcement. I believe she's going to do a press release at some point to also solicit additional input. This is not to be have a stigma associated with it. This is an opportunity for us to make a difference here with substance misuse. So hopefully, you can contact me, Kimberly Francois, Councilwoman, at my Councilwoman email, or you can also contact Phyllis Bills at pebills@gmail.com. Okay? And then the other thing I wanted to say, it was so wonderful to see the young people come here and sing and see them on television. I've seen them on commercials. I know they've been down to the governor's mansion. They're getting a lot of press. They're putting Franklin on the map. They're showcasing all of our talent that we have here. It's just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing to see that. And I happen to be over in New York because I work in New York City, so I was able to be a part of that tree lighting event. So I got to see all that.
Oh, nice.
I wasn't up close and personal, but I saw it. So it was pretty amazing. I was going around bragging, that's my town, those are my people, those are my children, I know them. It was really, really wonderful, and it was nice to have them here tonight singing a cappella. It's just really, really nice. It makes my heart feel so good. Go Franklin. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You're lucky to have been there, except I was home warm watching them.
Well, I only watched them singing and I left.
Mr. Onijaka.
Hello. Okay. I want to use this opportunity to wish everyone happy holidays. We are aware that during this period, we need to be mindful of our surroundings. Last year, during this period, we had some break-ins into some cars around Bedminster and Westminster. So this time around, we really don't want it to occur. So we really need to be mindful and watch carefully and watch our movement and make sure that we have a very good Christmas and the New Year period. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Thank you. Councilman Karazi.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have a great news to share, actually. One of our advisory board of health members, who's the vice chair, Ms. Anna Dolinchin, has been appointed to the governor's-elect Cheryl's transition team on the Economic Development and Innovation Task Force. And the team will provide policy recommendation how to support and grow New Jersey's already very strong R&D and innovation. So congratulations to her. That's wonderful news. So, and I've known her for quite some time, and I'm sure she'll do a great job. So that's wonderful news. We have two upcoming committee meetings. The Trail Committee meeting is going to be tomorrow at 7 p.m. It's going to be a Zoom. And the Human Relations Committee meeting will be on Wednesday, the 17th at 7 p.m. across the hall. And other than that, wishing everybody a very happy holidays and lots of good health for the next year. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor.
Thank you. Good evening. Just a few things. Councilman Wright spoke about speed. I think it's our residents, our responsibility. We have speed signs up. We just have to make sure we follow them. And I know it gets hard sometimes, or running late or not, but if we can just follow them, I think we'll solve a lot of this speeding and speed issues. And affordable housing, I agree. I think we need some seminar on that to kick that off. I get a lot of calls from the seniors on affordable housing. So I know it's going to be something, one of our key topics coming up next year. And along that, there will be many more seminars that I do plan on kicking off as I did this year, including the health series seminar. So I will work with our adult communities, our residents, to make sure what is most important to them in terms of topics, what they want to learn about, what do we need to bring them up to speed on, and just make sure that we're giving the educational awareness to folks out there. I definitely agree with Councilwoman. I think the young folks that sang just put that jolly feeling in you. You just felt that spirit, and I think from time to time we should do that. We should just bring some of the musicals and like this town council up a little bit more. It was very nice, and congratulations to them. Very happy that they're from our town and they're representing us well. So this shows great work. So we have holidays that are coming up, and one thing that reminds me during this time is our Franklin Food Bank. I want to make sure that as we're all celebrating and gathering with our family and friends, that if we are able to give a little bit out, let's do so as a community and donate generously to our Franklin Food Bank so that our community, our residents out there can also have some great meals during this holiday season. And then last but not least, Council, I actually just was on the site and I saw there's a Jingle Mingle happening next Friday at the Youth Center. So I think it's free admissions and starts at 3:30 to 6:30. So just want to throw that out there for anyone that wants to join that event. That's all I have. Happy holidays.
Thank you. And before I forget, this is the last meeting of the year. The deputy mayor position is a one-year term. I want to thank you for your service, that you actually got to run the meeting more than any other deputy mayor has. So congratulations to you, and thank you. I'm going to talk about, guess what, Franklin 250. The first event is less than a month away, and it'll be on January 4th at the, it's the Conference on Horseback at Church Street in Kingston. First event of the day is going to be reenactment of the Battle of Princeton. That's done every year. It's being presented by the Princeton Battlefield Society, and that's $10 admission for adults, children, and military are free. But that will happen in Princeton. Then in what really happened back 250 years ago, I guess that was 249 years ago, was that from the Battle of Princeton, Washington rode up to basically where Church Street is in Kingston, where the cemetery on Church Street is, and had a conference on horseback to decide what the next step was going to be. That's free of charge, and that will be, again, on January 4th at 2:30 p.m. The Battle of Princeton starts at 9:30. In between, there's going to be an opportunity to dine with the reenactors that will be there at the Enoterra restaurant at 4484 Route 27. That's $61 to pay for the meal. And there, if you go to our website and go to the Franklin 250 page, you can buy tickets there. But you'll be able to dine with Washington. A lot of work has gone into this, very exciting, and I'm looking forward to the event. Then, as I had mentioned before, on January 10th at 7 p.m. at the high school, there'll be the Salute to America, Songs, Dance, and History, St. Matthias Children's Choir, the Madrigals, the dance team from Franklin High School, Franklin High School Orchestra, Franklin High School JROTC, Central Jersey College Prep will be represented there, and so will Cedar Hill Prep School, and more. It says and more. So again, those are two events of the Franklin 250 celebration to kick it off. Happy holidays to everyone. Happy, merry, for whatever you're celebrating. Franklin celebrates it with you.
Mr. Mayor, may I just take one other thing? So I guess people were watching us, and I just got the message that another member of our community, Sami Shaban, has been elected to the governor transition team on the Interdisciplinary Advisory Task Force. Congratulations to Sami as well.
Good for him.
Very nice.
That's nice.
Very nice. So that's all I have, Mr. Manager.
Just a couple things, Mr. Mayor. First, it was, as everyone has already commented, it was a real pleasure to have the Madrigals here to sing. And I thought back, some of you may remember who've been around for long enough. Betty Demonic was the teacher from Franklin High School, the music teacher from Franklin High School who started the Madrigals back in, I think, the early 1990s. And the Madrigals have actually been twice to the White House to sing for the president. This is just a continuation of a long history of honors for this musical group from Franklin High School. So it is something that Franklin should be extremely proud of. And I remember being a juvenile officer, and I was, before they called them school resource officers, I used to spend a lot of time at Franklin High School, and I used to get to hear them practice as I walked the halls of the high school, and they just continue to be an amazing group of young people.
And Assemblyman Joe Danielson had them down at the State House.
He did. I watched the video today. They sang at the State House, and what beautiful acoustics in the rotunda of the State House in Trenton. They sounded amazing, and it was so you can go online and see that video. And then the only other thing that I have to just report is that on Friday, this Friday, from noon to 2 p.m., our municipal offices will be closed for 2 hours. And it's the one time of the year that we have all of our employees get together to celebrate the holidays. Our illustrious clerk will be defending her cookie baking championship of last year in the cookie contest. And so we have, and I just want everyone to know that this is fully funded by our own employees, and the bargaining units of the town, the different unions that represent our employees, along with the employees themselves, pay for this event. There's no taxpayer money funding the food or all the things that go along with the party. Santa Claus will be there. If members of council want to come over and tell Santa Claus what you wish for Christmas, it'll be at the senior center, noon to 2.
When is it? Friday, right?
Friday, correct. And so we'll all be over there, and so we have to, just for one day a year, let all of our employees get together. That doesn't happen any other time of the year.
That's very important.
So that's what I have to report on, and otherwise, everyone have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it is, as the mayor said, that you celebrate. Enjoy your holiday season, and we'll see you in the new year, as they say. And that's it, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. Item number 10, council discussion items, there are none. Item 11, approval of the minutes, there are none. 12, we do have to pay the bills, approval of the warrants, in the amount of $2,027,475.43 on December 9th are presented to Township Council for payment. Do we have a motion on the warrants?
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Anyone like to pull an item, question an item? Madam Clerk?
Councilwoman Francois?
Yes.
Councilman Karazi?
Yes.
Mayor Kramer?
Yes.
Councilman Oni Jaka?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Dean? Councilman Vasanella?
Yes.
Councilman Wright?
Yes.
Item number 13, public hearing and adoption and ordinances on second reading. There are none. Ordinances on first reading. There are none. Government at its finest, doing nothing. Consent agenda. Items A through Y, as listed in the consent agenda portion of this meeting, are presented to the Township Council for adoption. Do we have a motion on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Seconded.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Anyone like to pull an item, point out an item? Madam Clerk?
Councilwoman Francois?
Yes.
Councilman Karazi?
Yes.
Mayor Kramer?
Yes.
Councilman Oni Jaka?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Dean?
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella? Councilman Wright?
Yes.
Item number 16, resolutions to be voted on separately. Resolution 25-518, extend competitive contract, consultant administrative agent for affordable housing, Central Jersey Housing Resource Center, Year 3, amount not to exceed $66,000, is presented to Township Council for adoption. Do I have a motion on this resolution?
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Councilwoman Francois?
Yes.
Councilman Karazi?
Yes.
Mayor Kramer?
Yes.
Councilman Oni Jaka?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Dean?
Yes.
Councilman Vasanella?
Abstain.
Councilman Wright.
We have no old business, executive session, Resolution 25-519, authorized executive session, attorney-client privilege matter is presented to the Township Council for adoption. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
And moved and seconded. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Councilwoman Francois?
Yes.
Councilman Karazi?
Yes.
Mayor Kramer?
Yes.
Councilman Onechaka?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Udine? Councilman Vasanella?
Yes.
Councilman Wright?
So council is now going to go into executive session. After executive session, the only thing that will occur is that we'll move to come out of it.